When you release toxic emotions and reprogram your brain, you begin to live in a new state of being. Unresolved emotions from the past keep you anchored to your old reality. The key to creating a new life is detaching from these emotions and training your mind for a different future. Joe Dispenza. Toxic emotions are like anchors that hold us back in an outdated reality. Anger, resentment, fear, sadness, guilt. These emotions carry a low energetic frequency, keeping our bodies in a state of chronic stress. When you're stuck in these emotions, your brain and body become programmed to respond automatically to these feelings, recreating the same experiences over and over again. True transformation only happens when you can release these toxic emotions and reprogram your brain to live in a higher emotional state, aligned with the future you desire. Every thought you have triggers a series of chemical responses in the body. For example, when you think of something that causes fear, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals put your body on high alert, prepared for fight or flight. If this emotional state is prolonged, it becomes your new norm, and your body gets conditioned to live in this stress cycle, even when there's no real danger. This means that even if you consciously want to change your life, your body remains stuck in the cycle of toxic emotions from the past. The key to transformation begins with awareness. You need to become aware of the emotions that are keeping you trapped in old patterns. Often these emotions are deeply rooted in past experiences, traumas, or unresolved situations. Maybe you've become accustomed to living with anger or frustration, or perhaps you've felt guilt for so long that you can't imagine life without it. But it's important to understand that these emotions are just chemical memories your body has learned to associate with certain thoughts and experiences. Releasing toxic emotions starts with the conscious decision to break this cycle. And this doesn't happen only on a mental level. You need to release these emotions from your body as well. After all, your body has been programmed to feel these emotions and now craves them, like an addiction. To free yourself, you need to create new emotional experiences for your body, showing it how to feel differently, more elevated, and more liberated. Meditation is a powerful tool for this. During meditation, you can access deeper states of relaxation and connection with your inner self, where toxic emotions can be released. In this state, your brain starts to shift from an alert state to a more coherent and relaxed one, allowing new synapses to form while old thought and emotional patterns begin to weaken. As you meditate and focus on elevated emotions such as gratitude, joy, or compassion, you are literally training your body to live in a new emotional state. But there's something even more powerful at play: the impact of repetition. When you constantly repeat toxic emotions, your body gets used to that pattern. It becomes addicted to the chemicals of stress and negativity. To reprogram the brain, you need to practice new thoughts and emotions repeatedly until these new states become automatic. This takes practice and consistency. You can't just think about gratitude once and expect everything to change. But by consistently thinking and feeling at a higher emotional level, you begin to create new neural circuits that support this new way of being. This is where creative visualization comes in. By visualizing the future you want and feeling the emotions of that future as if it's already happening, you are training your brain and body to live in a new reality. The brain doesn't distinguish between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined. So when you mentally experience joy, success, love, or peace, your brain begins reorganizing its neural connections to support this new state of being. The more you practice this new emotional state, the easier it becomes to sustain that vibration throughout the day. Over time, your body, which was once addicted to toxic emotions, starts adjusting to live in a state of well-being. This doesn't mean you'll never face emotional challenges again, but it does mean you'll be able to free yourself from these toxic states much more quickly, keeping your mind and body aligned with the future you wish to create. Furthermore, epigenetic science shows us that our emotions and thoughts can literally influence the expression of our genes. Toxic emotions and prolonged states of stress can turn on genes that promote illness and debilitating health conditions. On the other hand, elevated emotions like gratitude and love can turn off harmful genes and activate those that promote healing and regeneration. This means you're not bound by your genetic past. You have the power to influence your biology by changing your emotional state. A powerful example of this is the effect chronic stress has on the body. When you're in a constant state of alert, your immune system weakens, digestion is impaired, sleep is disrupted, and your mind gets stuck in a cycle of negative thoughts. By reversing this state through the practice of elevated emotions, you activate cellular regeneration, improve immune function, and promote balance throughout your body. So, reprogramming the brain and releasing toxic emotions isn't just about mental well-being, it's about physical health and biological balance. When you can consistently maintain elevated emotional states, your body begins to respond in ways that promote healing and growth instead of stress and degradation. This creates a positive cycle of self-healing, where the mind and body work together to manifest a new reality. One of the most effective ways to start this process is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude is an incredibly powerful emotion because it shifts you from a state of lack into a state of abundance. When you feel genuine gratitude even for small things in your life, you're training your body to tune into elevated emotions instead of toxic ones. Gratitude is also the emotion of receiving, and by practicing it, you start attracting more of what you're grateful for. In challenging moments, accessing gratitude might seem difficult, but this is precisely the opportunity to reprogram your brain. By deliberately focusing on things you can be grateful for even in tough times, you're teaching your brain to seek the positive and break free from the cycle of negativity. This strengthens new neural circuits and reprograms your body to live in a healthier, more balanced emotional state. Another powerful tool is conscious emotional release. This involves recognizing and processing toxic emotions in a healthy way, rather than suppressing or ignoring them. When you feel anger, sadness, or fear, the first step is to acknowledge the emotion without judgment. Allow yourself to fully experience it while remaining aware that the emotion doesn't define who you are. By processing the emotion this way, without identifying with it, you begin to release its hold on your body and mind. Finally, to reprogram your brain and release toxic emotions, it's essential to cultivate presence in your daily life. Toxic emotions often arise when we're stuck in the past or worried about the future. Anxiety stems from anticipating something negative that hasn't happened yet, while sadness or anger comes from identifying with past memories. When you practice presence, whether through mindful breathing, meditation, or simply bringing your attention back to the present moment, you move out of these negative emotional states and into a space of peace and clarity. Living in the present is where true transformation happens. In the now, you have the power to choose how you want to feel, free from the influence of old emotional patterns or future concerns. The more you practice presence, the more your brain reprograms itself to sustain this new state of being. The past loses its grip on you and the future becomes less of a worry. All that matters is the present, and it's in this moment that you can create, heal, and transform. Therefore, releasing toxic emotions and reprogramming your brain isn't just possible, it's an empowering journey. By combining awareness, elevated emotional practices, and mental reprogramming, you have the power to transform your life completely. Your brain, biology, and body are flexible and ready to respond to the new instructions you give them. The question is, are you ready to leave behind the emotions and thoughts that have kept you stuck in the past and open yourself up to the highest version of yourself? This process requires dedication, but the results are transformative. With each new thought and elevated emotion you cultivate, you're moving closer to a reality of wholeness, balance, and conscious creation. The past may have shaped who you were, but the present, with your choices, emotions, and mental state, will determine who you become. By releasing the emotional weight of the past and reprogramming your brain for a higher future, you become the conscious creator of your life and your destiny. The journey of freeing yourself from toxic emotions and reprogramming your brain is, at its core, a path of self-mastery and personal responsibility. Many people go through life believing their emotions are shaped by external factors, situations, people, or circumstances that seem beyond their control. However, true transformation begins when you realize that your emotions aren't created by what happens outside, but by how you choose to respond internally. And once you consciously choose how to react, and more importantly, how to feel, you start rewriting your future. This moment of awareness is where personal responsibility becomes the key to transformation. When you take full control of your emotions and thoughts, you stop being a victim of the external world. This can be challenging at first, because it means there are no more excuses or justifications to maintain old patterns of suffering, anger, or anxiety. You become solely responsible for your internal experience. But this responsibility is a gift, as it brings with it the power to radically change your life. However, on this path of transformation, it's important to recognize that the body, like the mind, carries its own memories. When we live with negative emotions for an extended period, such as sadness, fear, or anger, these emotions not only affect the brain but also manifest physically in the body. The body becomes an extension of the mind. For example, someone who is constantly stressed might develop muscle pain, digestive issues, or even more serious health problems because their body is perpetually in survival mode. So, how do we release these emotions that are already embedded in the body? One of the most effective ways is through conscious movement practices. This includes techniques like yoga, tai chi, or even conscious dance, where movement is used as a way to release stagnant emotional energy from the body. By moving consciously and intentionally, you help your body release accumulated tensions, promoting the flow of vital energy and restoring balance. At the same time, these practices bring focus to the present, allowing you to disconnect from the toxic emotions of the past. Movement is a powerful tool because the body stores emotions, often unconsciously. When you move, breathe deeply, and bring mindful attention to your body, you help release those emotions, creating a sense of lightness and well-being. Each session of conscious movement is an opportunity for your body to release tension it has carried for years. Over time, you'll notice that you feel lighter, more flexible, and more balanced, both physically and emotionally. Another practice that can aid this process is somatic release, an approach that involves tuning into physical sensations in the body, recognizing and releasing emotional blockages from the areas where they are stored. Often, repressed toxic emotions manifest as muscle tension or even chronic pain. By paying attention to these areas of discomfort and using conscious breathing and mental focus, you can access these repressed emotional memories and release the associated energy. When practiced regularly, somatic release allows you to reconnect more deeply with your body, helping dissolve the emotional barriers that keep you stuck in the past. Through this process, you begin to realize that old emotions like resentment, hurt, or sadness are not just mental experiences. They are physical experiences that need to be acknowledged and released. As you clear these emotional blockages, your body becomes a cleaner, more open vessel for living in a state of well-being and conscious creation. When combined with meditation and visualization, these practices create a powerful synergy. While conscious movement and somatic release work on the body, meditation helps reprogram the mind, forming new neural patterns. With each practice, you are undoing the old thought and emotional patterns that kept you trapped and creating new neural circuits that sustain higher emotional states. Now, to ensure that these new practices of transformation and emotional release are sustainable in the long term, it's important to develop daily habits that reinforce this new mindset. True transformation doesn't happen in a single moment, but through a consistent commitment to your personal growth. Each day, you have the opportunity to reconnect with your highest self and reinforce this new identity. One powerful habit is practicing daily affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that help reprogram your subconscious mind, leading you to believe new truths about who you are and what you are capable of achieving. When you repeatedly affirm something like "I am worthy of love" or "I am at peace and live in abundance," your brain starts to accept this as reality. Affirmations, when combined with genuine emotions, can help sustain an elevated emotional state that is aligned with the future you desire. Another transformative habit is keeping a gratitude journal. As mentioned before, gratitude has the power to raise your emotional vibration, helping you disconnect from toxic emotions. By Dedicating a few minutes each day to reflect on what you are grateful for, you train your mind to focus on the positive, reprogramming your neural circuits to recognize the abundance around you. This simple exercise can have a profound impact on your mindset, shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's already flowing in your life. In addition to releasing toxic emotions and reprogramming your mind, a crucial factor in sustaining your new reality is the elevation of consciousness. This means becoming increasingly aware of your thoughts, emotions, and actions throughout the day. When you raise your awareness, you quickly notice when you're falling into old patterns or reliving toxic emotions. Awareness is the first step toward change, and the more mindful you are of your internal state, the more capable you are of redirecting your mind and emotions to something more positive. An important aspect of raising awareness is learning to live more intentionally. Often, people react automatically to the world around them without realizing they are being guided by old emotions or limiting beliefs. Living intentionally means consciously choosing how you want to feel and what you want to create each day. By setting clear intentions for your life, you begin directing your energy and focus toward what truly matters to you, rather than letting the conditioning of the past dictate your actions. Living intentionally also involves setting clear goals and purposes. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, whether in terms of relationships, career, health, or spiritual growth, your brain and body begin to align with that vision. This means that instead of being stuck in the past, you are using your present to create the future. Every thought, every emotion, and every action becomes a reflection of the future you are shaping, no longer just a reaction to the past. Finally, it's essential to understand that the process of emotional release and brain reprogramming is continuous and cyclical. There will be moments when you feel like you've taken giant steps toward transformation, but there will also be moments of challenge. These challenges are normal and part of the growth process. Whenever you encounter emotional or mental obstacles, see them as opportunities to deepen your healing and self-awareness. True emotional freedom comes when you are no longer defined by the emotions of the past but by the vision of the future you are creating. When you can maintain a state of being aligned with your highest intention, regardless of external circumstances, you become the true creator of your reality. In this state of conscious creation, you experience true transformation, no longer limited by toxic emotions or old beliefs, but guided by a deep sense of purpose, peace, and joy. With every step you take on this journey of emotional release and mental reprogramming, you are rewriting your future. The power to create the life you desire is already within you. All you need to do is choose, day after day, to live in alignment with this highest version of yourself.